So this is putting instructions on the box lid, utilizing unusual places for your documentation. And so I got this weird inspiration because we needed to buy a new wheelbarrow for our land, and we found this one that had ergonomic handles, which is it does the job pretty well, great on our elbows, was cheap, like less than $100, which ends up also meaning that you tend to get, with the cheap stuff, you tend to get honestly pretty crappy, instructions, if you even get instructions at all. So this blew my mind. They provided the normal thing of a separate paper instructions sheet, but when I opened it up, I saw that the instructions were also printed on the box lid. And that was amazing. The papers was honestly what I used because it was easier to read, better contrast, it was smaller, it was portable. But this was a great secondary option for if I lost the sheet or if it just happened to be maybe I could see something a little bit easier because it's printed a little bit larger. Now, granted, the instructions were still garbage. They were hot garbage. But this talk isn't about critiquing terrible directions. It's about finding places you can put docs or put methods to docs or roads to docs where you don't necessarily think of. So it means so what else could we do? What's your version of a box lid for your software product or for your hardware product? I just, got a few here that I would brainstorm of QR codes on products to get people to a very specific area if they're having a problem. Things in email signatures, especially in auto responses to support and things like that. Putting things in READMEs that isn't just sort of a generic README, but gives you a little bit more inroad. Having release notes that give you a bit of inroad into docs that isn't just a small bullet of here's a couple things we did. Narrated documentation for times where that might be appropriate, or video along with video docs if you want. Chatbots, autoresponders, in-product update messages, contextual help icons. Now, a lot of these feel really obvious to me as I wrote them, but then honestly, someone saw why can't we print on the box is obvious to them. So what is obvious to one of us may actually be something that somebody else overlooks because of a past experience, or that just isn't something that they're used to, or maybe they have a negative experience with chatbots, so they really hate doing them, things like that. So again, this can't be everything. What did I miss? I pointed out a few, and including some I don't care for, but it was just me thinking about products I've worked on in the past. So tell me what you think. I would love to know. I mean, right now, as we're live, throw some stuff in the chat. And do keep context in mind, because the context is going to be different. Here, the sheet has the product info on the paper, since the paper will get moved around. But the box has the product info printed elsewhere on it, so they didn't even necessarily put on the box lid. So don't just regurgitate info. Think about how medium or location alters your situation, your context, and addresses different needs. And so, that's pretty much it. It's a really small idea that I think is something that I wanted to highlight. You can find me at various places online, although I'm not super talkative on the socials these days. And let me know what your version of the box lid is. Thank you to Write the Docs. Thank you to all of you. And definitely thank you to Rose's excellent emceeing.